Third phase of moon.
Third phase moon. We're right now with Alex from UK.
Hi there, good morning.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase Moon. I just got to look at your footage. I spent all day on it right here, stabilizing it. We're going to get a close look at whatever you captured is, well, I'm going to headline it right now. Humanoid. It's a humanoid. Looks like
it reminded me a lot of the video I'd seen a year or two back of some entity or humanoid sort of hovering above a hilltop, I think the video was of. And it resembled sort of quite closely that, almost like a floating balloon, but with some sort of movement. So it caught my eye and I grabbed my camera and sent it to you. I hope you can do some stabilization and get a bit of a sharper image. It gets pretty sharp, I think, anyhow. But I hope you can do some professional editing to it.
Well, I think you're going to like what we did with your video, Alex. We're going to put it up right after we get off the phone and share it to the world. But basically, Alex, is when we're looking at this, my brother is calling it the Batman. Like,
cool.
What you're saying is in your email is you said you got your binoculars right after it left your point of view, and you said it looked like you could see some kind of like muscular activity. Tell me about what you saw.
I was sat at my desk at my laptop. I sort of glanced up and saw it moving above the building in front of me over the window, grabbed my camera, and then it occurred to me to my right on my on my table, I've got my dad's old binoculars. So I grabbed them and raced to the window, and I was sort of looking through the binoculars and trying to point the phone at the object at the same time. And after it disappeared, I went back to my phone and realized, well, I was looking through the binoculars, I had sort of moved my hand and it had lost, it wasn't still pointing at the object. So I had to edit down that video because there was sort of about a minute's worth of me pointing at the floor, basically, with the phone. But yeah, looking through the binoculars, I saw it for another couple of seconds, and it actually got my heart racing. It really did resemble a figure all dressed in black, crouched down, and I personally believe when I looked through binoculars, it sort of glanced over its right shoulder, and that's what got my heart racing.
Well, you know, Alex,
that's what I sent it to you.
What's interesting is, you know, we only got a few seconds of the clip that you just sent us, and I know when you're seeing UFOs and trying to capture it at the same time, it's not always logistically possible to capture the best footage in the world, but you captured a few seconds of it, and what I'm pretty happy about is when I zoom in on this thing and stabilize it and put all this extra work to get a closer look at what this thing is. It doesn't look like any balloon that I've ever seen, but then again, it does.
No, it really doesn't. I would love to see that. I haven't seen the work you've done to it, but just to sort of doing freeze frames, going step by step of what I caught, I was able to definitely see some sort of skeletal figure, as it were. Sort of, I could see legs and feet dangling down. Just go frame by frame. I'm sure with your enhancements, even better. I'd love to see it.
Well, I think you're going to be impressed, but one thing is, what is it? That's the big question.
No idea.
I'm thinking, well, people think there's a few videos out there on the internet and YouTube out there called humanoid flying object of some sort. I don't think ever have I come across any humanoid video that we're going to name humanoid. We're going to call it a humanoid object.
Yeah, I actually
for the first
YouTubed a few sort of flying, I didn't know whether to call it humanoid, but I YouTubed a few trying to find the video that I thought it resembled before I emailed you to put it in I was going to add a link in the email, so does it sort of resemble this? I'll try and find it again today, and if I can find it, I'll send it to you and you can link it to the video. Because I've definitely seen something that resembled it. Maybe one of your listeners can identify the video. I'll describe it. It's only a few seconds long, this clip. It's pointed at a hill that's on the left-hand side of the frame, and it looks like there's almost somebody running or moving along the top of the hill that then continues along the same horizontal line as the hill dips down. This object continues to hover along the screen, going from left to right, and then disappears out of frame. That object that I've not seen in previous videos resembled a lot of what I videoed yesterday.
Absolutely, for sure. This humanoid object has even been spotted in Mexico, and I know there's a few others around the world. But Alex, can you tell us exactly where this was captured and at what time? Maybe other people in the area may have captured the same thing you've seen today.
I'm in Brighton. I'm about 250 yards from the water, to the right-hand side, sort of where the object has appeared, the right-hand side of the frame. About another 30 seconds, it would have been over the water. And I'm in Brighton on the south coast of England. And this was about just after dinner time yesterday, I think.
Wow, Alex, and
I emailed you within about 10 minutes of capturing it. I think I put that in the original. You check my email, because that would tell me exactly what time it was.
absolutely. We had a premiere to go to. We had Hangar 52 premiere at the Big Island Film Festival for our feature film. When I got your email on the way out, and I wanted to get back to you, and I think it's about 12 hours later, but I'm certainly glad to...
Yesterday, 6:30 p.m. was when I called it. I emailed you at 6:49, and it was right after I filmed it. So yeah, about 6:30 yesterday.
So have you showed this footage to any of your friends, any family? What do they think about it?
You know what? I put it on my personal Facebook wall for about 2 seconds, and then took it off, and decided to share it with some people that might sort of know what they're looking at better than my group of friends. So they don't spend very much time researching this phenomena. So I would like to get some eyes that have previously seen similar-looking things to see this first, so I have some form of reference before I then post it again on my personal wall.
So let me get this right, Alex. You said you were trying to summon the UFO right before this footage that you captured?
I was watching your piece with Robert Bingham, that chap in, I think he went to Redondo Beach and filmed a segment down there and saw some peculiar objects sticking up out the water. I had just watched that about 30 minutes earlier and had followed Robert Bingham's direction for his summoning protocols. And to be honest, I honestly didn't think it would work. And I don't know whether this thing I filmed has any correlation to those protocols or not. But yeah, I did, as I mentioned in my email, I did go through the Robert Bingham protocols about 10-15 minutes before I filmed this object.
Fascinating, Alex. I appreciate you sharing your footage with us right
No
here.
worries, buddy. I hope other people can capture some similar things and we can get, this info out there.
Hey, within minutes of people, Alex, yourself trying to ask to make contact or even show themselves speaking with ET, possibly something went down, or we could be looking at some kind of military exoskeleton flying apparatus that might be available to the public in the near future. Who knows what it is, but Alex, appreciate it sharing it. We're gonna share it to the world right now.
Much love.